Hi everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. I hope you're all okay. Now in today's video I'm going to show you how to make and decorate some Christmas candles. Now these are really easy to do, and if you missed a previous video that I've put on, I showed you how to basically buy some pillar candles from cheap shops like Poundland, Dollar Tree, Home Bargains, melt them down, and then you can actually pour that wax into different jars and containers. And if you did miss it, then this is one of the jars that I did, and we kind of just did it like a nice rustic feel and put some potpourri actually on the top. So if you did miss that video, I'm going to put the details for that in the description down below so you can pop on and have a look. But today we're kind of going to go more of a Christmassy theme. We're going to use soil wax in today's video, but you can use the same method of buying the pillar candles, melt them down, and then just pour those into the jar. So if you don't have soil wax or you don't want to buy any, then you can just use that, and that's probably a quick and easy way for you to do it. So if you want to check out how to make these, I'll put the video for those so you can check that out. But without further ado, we're going to move into the kitchen and I'm going to show you how to make and decorate some Christmas candles. Right, so first of all, I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about wax. Now, as I mentioned before, you can buy the pillar candles and melt those down, and that's what we did in a previous video. But if you wanted to actually buy some wax, I'll just tell you a little bit about some wax and show you some that I've got. So this one in the middle here is soya wax, and this is container wax. So you would use that in sort of jars and things like that. And we're going to fill some jars today. And so this is the one that I'm going to use, the soya container wax. This one here is the Eco Soya, the melt one. So this is soya wax, but used for wax melts if you're making those. So that's what's best for those. And over here, we've got some paraffin wax. Now, I bought this when I first started, and I didn't really know a great deal about wax. I just kind of looked on the website and bought some. So I haven't really used that, but this is not really as good for the environment. So from moving forward, I would only probably buy soya wax from now on, but I will use that just so it doesn't go to waste. So we're going to use the soy container wax in this instance. I'm going to pour some of that in like a bain-marie, and the jars that we're going to use now, I bought these from, where did I get them from? B&M, I think. They're just little jars like this with lids on, but you can buy any kind of jar that you want. You can also wash up old jars, coffee jars, jam jars, anything like that. Don't buy them especially if you don't want to, but I just thought these were really cute, and I like the fact that they had like the little lever kind of on them, and they were £1 each. I saved the label, but I did wash them out and take the sticker off the bottom. So we'll pop a wick in the bottom of those in a second, but I'm just going to move over and start and melt this over a bowl of hot water. So this is the little setup. I've got a stick here, just melting this. There's hot water underneath in the pan. It's just how you melt chocolate in a bain-marie really. And you need to melt it all down, check the temperature, check what the temperature is to add the fragrance. Obviously, if you're doing a Christmassy type fragrance, you might want to add something really nice, maybe like a spiced something, orange, cinnamon, something like that would be really nice. You can add, just a fragrance oil to it. And you add that when it's at a certain temperature, and don't leave it on too long once you've added it, because obviously the aroma and the scent will start to evaporate. So that's kind of like one of the things you do at the end. So this is on the hob now. I'm going to let that melt, and we'll pop a wick now into the jars. Right, so wicks, you can buy the standard type wick there with the little metally bit at the bottom and the waxy wick stem. You can also buy these are the wood wicks. I bought mine from Amazon. I'll leave as many links as I can in the description so you can use those, and they burn really nice. I think these are nice at Christmas time. I mean, when I've been making candles, I've been generally using these. I just like them, but you can use the standard wick, that's absolutely fine. And all I'm going to do is pop a bit of hot glue and stick this just in the bottom of the jar. And I know when I first started making candles, I bought some like little sticky tab things, and they were really good because they just sort of like stuck on the bottom. Just getting a knife out of the drawer just to stick that in the middle. And so I think you can use those, but these should be fine just to put a bit of hot glue on. So that's that one. I'll just do the other one. But what you do when you pour it in is you can actually balance the wick up so it stays up. A little dab in there. Stick that down. And meanwhile, the the wax even is melting over on the hob. It won't take too long. And that's that. So I'm just going to leave those there for a second. And with this, we are going to put some decorations and things, some Christmas decorations on the top. But I just think they can make such lovely presents. So if you're on a bit of a budget, then save some jam jars, save some nice, like sometimes you can get some really nice kind of shape jars. I know in like Aldi and Lidl and places like that, they sell like marmalade and jams, and they're in like kind of, not hexagons, but like that kind of jar. They would be really nice because it's just something different. And I think they've got, like, if you can get like a jar with like a rounded edge, that would be nice. You could maybe tie a nice ribbon around it. You know, just look about when you're out and about shopping, look for different sizes, shapes. You don't want anything too big because obviously remember you've got to fill it with wax, and the bigger it is, the more expensive it's going to be. So look for different sizes, different shapes, and think, you know, I could do that. You can also colour them. I mean, we're just using plain wax, but you can get lots of different like micas and things like that you can colour them. So you can colour your wax and make different colours, you know, if you wanted to do that. So you could go Christmassy, you could do red ones, you could do green ones, you know, you could do anything like that. But I just like the creamy colour, especially of soil wax. I love the creamy colour of soil wax. So while they're melting, they will just set and dry. As I say, I did buy the jars for these, but there's no shame at all in, you know, using other ones, especially if they're a cool sort of shape. And even like something like that would, as I showed you, would make a really sweet little candle as a present. You could also wrap it up or put it in a little organza bag or something. So you can really make them into presents that look more expensive. So if you are on a budget this Christmas, this is something that you really can do, and just put that extra, like little bit of extra special into decorating them or how you wrap them or present them. They just make them such a more, you know, more appealing present. So enough rambling on about that. Let's go and check over at the wax. We're melting away quite nicely, so just give it obviously a bit longer until it's all sort of like this and there's no lumpy bits left, but it won't take too long. All right, so that's at the right temperature. I'm just going to pop some of my fragrance oil in. You can check as well what percentage of the oil that you need, depending on what wax you've got. So what I'm going to do now is move this over and pop it into an old jug, and that will just help us to pour it. Right, I actually found the wicks with the sticky tabs on the bottom while I was melting it, and you can also buy them separately like that. So if you didn't want to use your hot glue gun, you could just do that, that'd be fine. So we're going to pour our wax in now, and you find that when they start and set, you have to sort of save a bit of the wax and sort of top it up. I will prop that up. You need to prop the wicks up as well, because sometimes it settles, so you need to do like a second kind of pour because you get like a bit of a dip. So what I'll do is I'll just, if I need to, melt a little bit more of the wax, and that was a good guess, wasn't it? Melt a little bit more wax and just top it up and pour some more in. But I'm just going to prop these wicks up, and then they should start and set pretty quickly, and then we'll melt a little bit more and pop that in on the top if we need to. Everywhere smells so gorgeous when you're making candles. It's really lovely. But I just wanted to show you while they are just setting some stickers. Now I bought these from eBay. They're the safety stickers, the candle safety stickers. You need to check the regulations for selling candles if you're going to sell them. So there are rules and regulations for doing so. So please make sure you check those. If you're doing them as presents, I'm still going to stick these on the bottom. and just give them away to sort of friends and family and just keep them, you know, keep the others myself. But these are quite cool. They come sort of pre-cut. Just search candle warning stickers or something on eBay, homemade candle stickers or something, and it just tells you like the burning instructions and things. And I'll just stick that on the bottom of the jars. So that's just a little tip for you as well. And all I've done here is got a little stick, and I've just wrapped the wick around it just so it sort of stands up, and it just sort of sets in there. I've also got some more of the wax melting because I might need to top it up. So that's set lovely now, and all we've got to do is just snip the wick, and then that's that part of the candle done. So we'll close this up, and then we'll go and decorate down the craft room the top. As if by magic, we're down the craft room now. So we've got the jars. I've got 2 of the large, 2 of the small, and we're going to decorate them down here. So there's loads and loads of different options. Honestly, it is completely endless. I've actually made some little vinyl stickers, which I'll show you in a second. And you can buy those if you haven't got a vinyl machine, a vinyl cutter. You can buy them off of eBay. So don't think you have to have everything that I've got. So over the years, obviously I've got more bits and bobs as well, but I just collect little bits, put the Christmas bits away. Things like picks like this you can get. This was from, I don't know what shop that was from now. Lots of the cheap shops sell them. The Range sell things like this. Sometimes Poundland have things in, but their craft stuff's not really that good sometimes. So look out for things with like berries, bits of greenery, that sort of thing. You can get, this is something that I bought a few years ago. I think that might have been from Wilco. I'm not really sure, but Wilco do sell some things because they do the wreaths, you know, and you can put the individual bits with it. So they sell those. These were from Poundland a couple of years ago. You know, the little Christmas trees. They're quite cute. The Works, they do stuff as well. There's some bells. I think I bought those not too long ago, so they're in there at the moment. Pom-pom trim. This one came from the craft shop London, but you can get them loads of places. I think Dunelm sell this trim, and if you've got like a small like shop near you, a little local shop, they might sell them too. Things like that are good. These I've had for a few years, but they are again in the shops. I got those from the Range, and they've got them in again this year because I saw them when we did our little video. Again, things like this. These again are the Range, not the Range, the Works. I always get the Range and the Works mixed up. I think it's the at the beginning. Pine cones if you're out on a walk. Anything like that, guys. But you can do all sorts of different colours. I think we made these picks last year. So you can just like pull bits off and use those. Ribbon as well. Ribbon is really good. Look about for Christmassy ribbon. I've got some tartan ribbon here. It seems really dull in here. Let me go and open these curtains because it seems a funny colour. Hang on a second. I think that's better, isn't it? Yeah, we'll leave it like that. So I think that's a better look. Right, so there's loads of stuff that you can use. You can use the twine, jute ribbon, anything like that. Do you remember a little while ago we said it was quite hard to get twine? I found this in, you can't really see it, I found this in the Works. So £3, 3 different colours, bit of a bargain. They're stacked over there for another craft that we're going to do. So that's those bits and bobs. Wanted to show you. I've also got something that's called Snow Tex. So I bought this, I think probably a couple of years ago now. And what it does is, you can get this on Amazon. I don't know what it's going to look like, so I haven't opened it for ages. It does like a little snowy effect. So we're going to try and put this on top of at least one of the jars. It's probably not even going to work. So if it doesn't, it doesn't. But when you put it on, it gives it like a little snowy kind of effect and feel. If you can see on the front there, look, there's a little snowman. So if you want to give something that frosty kind of look, I think we put this on. Do you remember the log we did with the little robin on? This is what I put on that just to make it look like artificial snow. So we'll whack a bit of that on top of one of these, and maybe we could use a tree or something. I think that would look quite cute. But sometimes it's just a case of just playing about and seeing what's nice, what works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put a different camera angle on and we'll get cracking. Right, so I'm going to show you these bits of vinyl that I've cut out to start with. So if you're not familiar with pieces of vinyl and doing cutouts, you've probably seen lots of people do them. Now, I cut mine using a machine called a Cricut. They're fantastic, not the cheapest of things, they are a few £100s, but they are really, really good. If you don't want to buy a Cricut machine, you don't want to cut them yourself, you can buy things like this from eBay. There are lots and lots of sellers that have the machines and they will cut vinyl out for you, post it off, and they're not that expensive at all. So you just go to them and say, I want a name, or I want this type in, or, you know, printing out, and they'll do it for you. Now, the machine that I use is the Cricut. I'm going to put the details of that in the description. If you want to buy one, they are very good. I use mine and it's great. I absolutely love it. So you use something called Cricut Design Space. Basically what it is you go on to, it's like a bit like Word, let's say, Word document. You type in what words you want to do. I mean, obviously it's a bit more technical than this, but I'm just sort of, you know, explaining it in simple terms. You type in exactly what you want, what font you want, put your vinyl into the machine, into the cutter, it connects to the computer and it prints out and cuts the vinyl. It also prints card. You can do so much with it. You can draw with it. You can draw cards. You can personalise cards. It does absolutely loads. When I first got mine, it took me a little while to get my head around it. But once you do, it's really good. And there are loads of tutorials on YouTube about it as well. So just work through those if you get one. So what we'll do is we'll decorate them up first and then we'll decide which ones we want to stick on, because I don't know how they're going to turn out at all. So let's get a little something to scoop that on with. Give it a little stir around. And literally what I'm going to do is make the top of this look like a bit of snow. This is probably going to look well dodgy, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to have fun. So I don't know how thick you can do it, and I'm hoping it sticks to glass. So we're going to find out, aren't we? We'll find out together. I'm going to leave that to dry and we'll decorate some of the other things, and when we stick these bits on, we'll stick them on with the glue gun. So that's that one. I'm only going to do one snow text just in case it goes wrong, I think. So let's move all this out of the way and we'll have a go at decorating this. Now I think maybe, so you could go quite simple. So we could put maybe something like this on. Let me just show you. You could put, so you could go sort of quite rustic. I mean, that is quite a big heart. It's probably a bit too big, but you could go quite rustic. You can put some berries and things on the top without using the snow tech. We can just hot glue those on. So as I said to you before, you can get things when you're out and about. Some of these things just pull off. So just sort of have a look when you're out on a walk, and if you can get it for free, then that is even better than having to buy it. But it's like this, look, they would look really cute on the top with some berries, and then we could put some ribbon around. I think that would look sweet. It's probably a bit too big. But with crafting, it's literally just playing about with it and just seeing what looks nice and seeing what works. And it doesn't matter, I always say it doesn't matter if you do it and it doesn't look very nice, because just start again. You know, it's about having fun. Don't worry about your ability or that you're as good as the next person or whatever. Just run your own race. That's what I'll say, guys. That's too small. So I think I'm just going to stick these on. And I think that will look quite cute. See, that's a nice bit, isn't it? But I don't know if that's going to be, that's probably going to be a bit big. So I'll tell you what, I'm just going to start and go for it and just stick them on. But let me know how your preparations are going, if you've started your Christmas crafting or not. Obviously this is our first video. I've got loads of ideas in the pipeline, so we'll be doing those. Christmas is my favourite time of the year. You all know that already, I'm sure, especially if you've been with me for a little while. So putting Christmas and crafts together is just like heaven, isn't it? A bow would be quite nice on that as well. That would look quite cute. Often with when you do crafts and stuff, it's about building things up. So when you first start and put things on, you think, oh, that looks a bit rubbish. That's not going to be very good. Well, if it is a bit rubbish, then take it off. But if it isn't, just add something else. And sometimes it starts to look a bit better the more you add. Not always the case, but, you know, that happens. Right, let's pour a little bit of this into the lid. I think the colours that I've used are quite light. They're a bit lighter than what I would normally go for. Like I probably would do like darker berries, or this bit here, this green bit's bothering me quite a bit. So I'll just put this on and then we can sprinkle a bit of glitter on it. You can never have too much glitter. We need a bit of sparkle in the world, don't we? Just try not to get my hand in the shot. We all obviously need hands. They do help, don't they? But you don't want mine stuck where you're supposed to be looking. You can also get, I'll tell you what you can get as well, that fake snow, you know, the stuff that we put in the baubles. I know Poundland sell it. Have I got any in this tub? Yeah, this. That would look ace, wouldn't it? You know that little, what's it, snow you can get? That would look good. So keep your eye out for that. Let's put the glitter on and see what that looks like with a bit of glitter. Oh yeah, that's nice. Obviously it's gonna, the glue's gonna dry that we've been poking on, and this bit here will dry clear. So at the minute you can just see loads of splodges of glitter, but that will dry clear. But I think that looks quite cute. These probably are a little bit long, but I kind of wanted to keep the bow quite long. I might tidy that up a little bit. But just wanted to give you some ideas really of sort of different things that you could do. We've got these smaller ones as well. These bells are quite cute. We could maybe stick some of those on. Right, this is me in the editing stage. I have lost some more footage. I can't believe it. Maybe I didn't press record or something happened, but I completely missed filming this one as well. So what I did for this one of the little small pots, I got some of this pom-pom trim that I showed you at the beginning of the video, stuck it down with some hot glue all the way around the top. Obviously be careful if you've got a candle and it's lit and you've got things like this on. So this is just going to be for decorative purposes, or I'll just take the lid off if I decide to burn it. And then all I did was stick one of the with love little stickers, vinyl stickers on the front. They're really, really easy to put on. So I'm so sorry I've lost the footage of this, but as I'm filming it, I've just popped down just to show you this candle. And now I'm going to show you, because I did record that, how I made this one as well. And I'm hoping I haven't lost any more footage. What a nightmare, but you can still get the idea, so we should be fine. Right, I'm just doing this last one now, and I've got some of this twine here. I'm using the natural colour because I think that goes really well with the creams. And I'm going to pop some of these bells on. I don't know how many to put on. I just think they look really quite cute. And I might put the with love on this one as well. Do you know, you could put a few, like, you could put maybe a few on. You could put them round the neck, or just so they sort of jangle down. And then with this one, I'm going to put the with love, as I said on it as well. I just thought that would look, oops, quite cute, really. Let's tie that into a bow. Just stick the last with love on, and then obviously when the other snow text is dried, we can decorate that as well. There we go. So it's simple. They're simple, but I think they look really effective. If you've got a winter wedding as well, these would look really nice on the tables. You could even do these as little favours. They're not expensive because you can just get the jars really cheap. So I just think they look really cute. They'd be nice on your table as well at Christmas, wouldn't they? So we'll do the other one. It's not quite dry yet, but we'll do the other one shortly. Right, so it's a little bit later now, and this is near on dried. What I would suggest is don't put too much on. I think I put too much on to start with. Put a little bit and then add a little bit more. I've kind of given up with that. I don't really like the effect, but I think it'll be okay when we've put all the bits on the top. So these little trees here, I kind of played about with them and put them on, and I didn't like how they looked. They just look weird. So like if I put that on there, right, let's say for instance I did that, and then I wanted to put a reindeer, well, it's not really to scale, is it? Now, imagine if you saw a reindeer that big. So I kind of scrapped that idea, and I had some bits and bobs in the box. That's hard to say. And I just kind of like pulled some bits off, played about with some different sizes and things. And I think what I'm going to do is just stick some of these bits on the top. I mean, that is quite big, but the other option wasn't really very good. And I like the white bits on it, you know, like the little snowy bits. And so we'll just pop that on there. And then just stick some more of these bits on. So just really make it up. Just get some bits and stick them on and hope for the best. That's what I do anyway. And if it doesn't look right, just take them off. So stick that bit down there. And then I'm going to put one of these cones on the top just to hide all those bits at the back. So, I mean, it does look quite tall, but I think it'll be okay. This glue gun really hasn't heated up properly, but I'm being really impatient. So I'll just stick that there. Poke all that in, hold that on. I'll just leave that to one side just to set. And with this one, I wasn't happy with it, so I found some of this cinnamon stick. I thought that would look quite cool just on there, so I'm going to stick that on there. So as I said to you, it's just about building bits up and just adding stuff on, and just hold that on there a second. So, and I also found like some bits like this would look quite cute. You could put on maybe that there. So you just see what I mean? You can sort of build it up and put all sorts on. All I've got to do with this one is just stick this Christmas 2021 on, and then they're done. So I've kind of done a longer video showing you sort of my thought process, really, just to give you guys an idea of how you can look about not only the shops, look about your stash, and also look about outside. So for projects like this, you can get bits on walks, in the garden, you know, so don't feel that, well, that's not stuck on straight, Rebecca, but never mind. Things like this happen, especially when you're too busy chatting. I've got a sneeze coming as well. It's all going now, isn't it? All right, so let's just peel this back. And there we go. So that's quite sweet. They look cute. Do you know, we could put this on the side maybe. That would look quite cute dangling down there, wouldn't it? I think that's sweet. How can I attach that? This is how my little mind works when I'm crafting. As I said to you before, I often don't have any idea how it's going to turn out when I start. But just have a few ideas and then go with it and see if it works. Generally, they normally do, thank goodness. Let's snip that off. Pop that through there. These are cute, these reindeers. I really like them, so that's why I really wanted to use it. Sometimes it's just finding a way to fasten them on. Oh, that's so sweet. All I've done is just tie it under the little bit of wire, and then that should stick. I'm putting it to the side so you can still read the Christmas label. Kind of want it to dangle a little bit as well. Should be okay. Snip these bits off. And there's our reindeer. on the side. So I'm not going to bother putting any ribbon on that, I don't think. And then obviously you can open it up and use the candle. And that should be okay. But as I said earlier on, you can use any jars. You don't have to buy the jars. You can just save jars, save the lid. You can paint the lids. So if you've got like a jam jar, just paint it with just normal acrylic paint or some kind of paint. And then you can just use those. You don't have to buy new ones. But that, I think I'm going to leave them at that. I just think they look sweet. But it just shows you how you can, you know, do different kind of designs, but the same sort of thing, and you can kind of make them look quite different. So that's it, we're finished. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope I've taught you something new, or if I haven't, I hope I've inspired you and you remember, oh yes, I can do that, or that would be a good thing to do. So that's it. So I hope you're all taking care of yourself. I hope your crafting is gaining momentum. If it is and you've started Christmas crafting, as I said, please let me know, because I do like to know. We've got a Facebook page as well. That's Becky's Crafts and Goodies. So if you want to request that, we can put you on there. Hayley, my lovely friend Hayley, is admin also on there, so you can contact either of us on there and we can help you. And I've also got an Instagram, which is Becky's Crafts and Goodies on Instagram, so you can nip on there and say hi as well. We're getting a bit of a community going on, not only on YouTube, but on other sides of social media as well. So that's it. I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and I'll see you again soon. So you take care. Bye for now.